This is Dabu7. We now have a confirmation here on a significant blackout that has hit Venezuela. Much of Caracas, Miranda, Zulia, all in darkness now for the second time this week. Network data showing signs of recovery, and you can see the incident impact, medium, restored, low, restored, medium, and all listed under power outage. So once again, we have these things happening in Venezuela. They're saying 11 states without power at the moment. This is an update. NetBlocks had put this out some 46 minutes ago. CNW updating, stating 11 states without power at the moment. So once again, a situation down there where we have lights out, and anytime that goes down, it's a game changer for everyone that's dealing with it, especially if there's a lot of heat, all kinds of other factors that are involved with it. But wanted to make mention of this. If I see this spiral out of control get any worse, I'll update. But make sure to follow me on Twitter for the latest updates. And also, make sure to follow me over on DLive for exclusive content that you're only going to find over here. Hope to see you guys over there. Much love.
If you write anything on your computer, you need to get Grammarly.
I write pretty much.
All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, because that's where I learned this truth from, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Yahweh is the true name of the God of Israel. Yahweh Shai is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, but his one and only true name is Yahweh Shai. And pretty much, you know, this ain't really nothing new, but it's new in the sense where it's spread, you know, wider in Venezuela. You know, the power outages. Now, a couple months back, there was a power outage in Argentina. There was a power outage in Chile, you know, in different parts of Central and South America. Recently, here in America, not too long ago, you had a power outage in Manhattan. You had power outages in Washington, D.C. Recently, you just had power outage because of the heat wave out in Texas. So you got to ask yourself, what is going on? Okay, what is going on? What are they planning? What they're planning is for something called an EMP attack. And this will actually be, you know, the perfect scenario to what? Crash all economies globally and implement the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip implant, as well as martial law. This is going to cause a Great Depression. This is going to cause a global economic meltdown, civil unrest, all right, martial law, the FEMA camps to happen. This is the perfect event to unite all governments under one branch, which that's what the New World Order wants anyway. So I'm just going to do a quick, you know, video, because all this is Bible prophecy. Us as the Hebrew Israelites, right, which are the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indian seed line that's scattered through the four corners of the earth, meaning scattered in all countries, all nations, all islands, all mountains, everywhere you can think of. This is what we're supposed to be looking out for, all right? Because these things have to happen before who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, which his true name is Yahushua, before he comes back. This is 1 Thessalonians 5:3. I'm just going to get with it, straight to the point. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction. When you look at Venezuela, their capital is I think it's pronounced Caracas. They have the #1 murder rate in all the world. All right, it's even higher than Chicago. Why? Because there's a global economic meltdown. You still got some rough places in America, Detroit, Chicago, certain, you know, areas, Oakland, but it's nothing compared to where you have a global economic collapse. See, you might have those areas be bad in Detroit and in Chicago, Oakland, and different parts of America, but the money system is still flowing. Now, Venezuela, there's videos of them dumping the money on the ground. It's just worthless. You can't do shit with it. People are starving. People are eating rotten food cannibalism is starting to take place over there. There's videos of that. So really, the people in Detroit and Chicago and Oakland, those are the first, couple of bad areas that come to mind when I think about America. They got it easy compared to people in Venezuela. See, people in Venezuela, they wasn't expecting that. And that's been going on for years over there. It says then sudden destruction coming upon them. This is going to happen here in America. See, this is what you need to look out for. It says, as travail upon a woman with child, they shall not escape. People are not going to escape. The only ones that's going to escape is the elect of the nation of Israel, the Hebrew Israelites that repent in the name of the God of Israel, Yahweh, through his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. All right? And that keep the faith and works unto the end. The ones that don't accept the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip implant. Because this is where all these EMP attacks and power outages and attacks on the power grid and the Great Depression and the stock market crash and martial law, this is where all this is going to lead into. This is the end game, the mark of the beast. This is Jeremiah 30:5. For thus say Yahweh, because the word Lord is in caps. It's talking about the God of Israel, Yahweh. We have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, not of peace. Them people in Venezuela, they've been trembling, they've been in fear, and they haven't been in peace for years, to the point where there's no medicine in their country. They got to flee to Colombia just to get medicine. Verse 6, ask ye now and see whether a man do travail with child. We know men don't travail with child, so what kind of situations is going to happen to where a man is going to travail with child, metaphorically speaking? Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turning to paleness. Paleness meaning what? Feeble and weak. What kind of situation is going to have strong men feeble and weak? A global economic collapse, civil unrest, events and scenarios where your questions is not even being answered. Verse 7, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. Because Jacob trouble not just going to take place here in America. It's going to take place globally, worldwide. Because the scriptures say in Revelation 13:16, he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor. All right? Calls of all mean there's going to be a mandatory event that's going to have to take place on the earth. Verse 7, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. The elect of the nation of Israel is going to be saved out of it. And this day that's coming up is going to be worse than slavery. It's going to be worse than what's happened to the Native American Indians and the Seminole Indians and the different indigenous people of the descendants of Jacob. It's going to be way worse than that. This is 2 Ezra 8:50. For many great misery shall be done to them than the latter time. This is what Ezra is prophesying right now. He prophesied too about, the Roman Empire and stuff of that nature. But it's talk about right now. This is the latter time. It says, shall dwell in the world because they have walked in great pride. A lot of so-called Hispanics and Native Americans of Indian descent that's in Central and South America, a lot of you are idol worshippers, A lot of you are idol worshippers. You don't want to acknowledge your nationality as being Hebrew Israelites. You don't want to repent. You're very stubborn. You pray to gods such as Guadalupe and Saint Mary and other idols that you worship. And the Lord hates that, because the Lord tells you he's a jealous power. A lot of you are just prideful. You don't give a fuck. That's why these great miseries is coming upon you, mainly in Central and South America. You read the history in the Bible of the Northern Kingdom, they were known for that. This is why this is coming upon you. This is 2 Ezra 15:14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword referring to martial law, right? Because what's going on in Caracas? What's going on in Venezuela, Puerto Rico, all these different places? What's going on? Civil unrest. So they had to implement martial law, which is all done by design anyway. And their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, the different race wars. White people, so-called white people versus so-called black people. So-called Hispanics versus the governments. It says, and swords in their hands. And that's why you're seeing the crime rate in Caracas is at an all-time high. Do your research on it. Hyperinflation is up. Last time I checked a couple years back, it was up like 13,000%. Yeah, I'm serious. Search it up. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." And that's what's going on in Venezuela. People are tired of Maduro. They're tired of the government. They're tired of America, to the point where they're leaning upon Russia and Russia's allies. They're tired of America. They're tired of Maduro. They're tired of the Venezuelan government. These people are hungry, all right? They're starving. They're stressed out. They're worried. They're in fear. They're trembling. They don't know what to do. They don't know why this is happening. Their money system has failed them. They can't even work. There's no point in working over there. Verse 17, "A man shall desire to go in the city, and shall not be able to." That's what's going on. That's why these people are fleeing. They're trying to flee Venezuela, to the point where it's going to be an influx of them here in America, an influx of them here in Colombia and other parts of Central and South America, fleeing this persecution. And this is mainly what's going to happen in America, because you have the FEMA map. You search up, you Google the FEMA map, it's going to be divided into 10 regions here in America. See, the situation that you see in other countries is going to come here. See, Venezuela is just a test run. It says, verse 18, "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." And I know y'all afraid over there. Verse 19, "Anytime you got a video of a guy on a pickup truck just dumping thousands upon thousands of Venezuelan dollars, and nobody's even running to pick this shit up, you know something's wrong." Verse 19, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor." That's what's going on in Venezuela. The crime rate in Caracas is at an all-time high, "but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of a lack of bread and for great tribulation." You got women selling their pussy over there. You got prostitution at an all-time high. Anytime you have a global economic collapse, you expect prostitution to be at an all-time high. This is what happens when great tribulation happens, when there's a famine, when there's a lack of bread. People lose their minds. You know, people resort to the worst case scenarios. People are forced and put in a mindset to do things that they wouldn't normally do, being in a comfortable state, but they're not comfortable over there. This is Luke 21:34. "And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts, many your minds, be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and the cares of this life." And that's ultimately what happens. All right. See, them people down there, they let the cares of this life, they got too comfortable. See, really, the global economic collapse is going to affect everybody, you know, but really it affects people that was comfortable in that Pacific society or country. They were comfortable. That's what happens. See, they depended on the government failed them. Now they fucking eating each other. They eating rotten food. They eating fucking animal bones. They breaking into zoos, eating zoo animals. This is all articles that I read over the years about Venezuela. And so that day come upon you unawares. Are these people really looking for the Lord to come back? Of course not. Verse 35, "Only the ones that's a part of the elect of the nation of Israel." Verse 35, "For as a snare shall come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth." That's what's going on. All right? It's a snare. It's a trap. You want to trust in the government. You want to wait in line. Even though your vote doesn't count, you want to wait in line and vote for a government and establishment that doesn't give a fuck about you. The government was set up to put your ass in slavery, according to Psalms, the 83rd chapter. What our people should be doing is trying to seek the ways of their forefathers, repenting in the name of the God of Israel, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, and paying attention and watching great Millstone Hebrew Israelite videos. Verse 36, "Watch ye therefore and pray always. Watch for the prophecies." There's a reason why everything, you know, happens on this earth the way how it happens. And pray always, all right? Pray always. In order to pray, you got to know the name of the God of Israel and his son, for you Hebrew Israelites only, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass and to stand before the Son of Man. That's what you want. That's the reward. You want to be strong enough to escape all these things, but faith is a gift. Everybody don't have the gift. Revelation 3:10, this is referring to us brothers and sisters and children in the truth. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world. It's not just America, it's all the world, to try them that dwell upon earth. The Lord is trying them people. Let's see how faithful those people in Venezuela, how they're going to be. But you see a lot of people is losing their minds. But the ones, the brothers that's a part of the elect of the nation of Israel in Venezuela, Central and South America, and North America, worldwide, the Lord is going to deliver you. But you got to hearken unto them. How do you hearken unto the Lord? By watching the apostles of Great Millstone, as well as brothers like myself. That's a part of Great Millstone Hebrew Israelites. Shalom.